Once again, a very good evening and welcome to our Student Affairs series. For the next few minutes, please share the link to all of our Student Affairs group, to our young professionals. This event is not just for students, it's for students and YPs of SPe Abuja section. This event is live streamed on YouTube, so kindly be informed, as every recording here is also on YouTube. So please share the links to your WhatsApp groups, to your LinkedIn groups, and to all of the groups you have. In the next few minutes, we'll kickstart the event and continue the program. Thank you for your kind patience. Thank you very much. Welcome to our Student Affairs series themed Balancing the Barrel, Career Stress and Mental Health for Students and Young Professionals. Please, as you join, we kindly appeal that you rename your device correctly so that we know all of the schools in participation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So once again, welcome to this event. My name is Ofofono. My pleasure it is to serve as your moderator for today. A quick announcement and safety brief. Please, I appeal that for the course of this event, if you are not speaking, please leave your microphone on mute. And if you want to speak, you raise your hands or you drop a chat in the chat box for your comments and your questions. We also appeal that you ensure that you can still hear the fire alarm if you're using your headset, and you should be alert and aware of your environment. Please stay safe. You understand the current security situation in the country, so please endeavor you stay safe. If you're driving, park in a very safe space so that you don't have issues on the road while listening to the session. Of course, today's session is on mental health for students and young professionals. And we are so pleased to have one of Nigeria's, one of Africa's finest medical doctors who will be speaking to us on balancing the barrel. The amazing Dr. Sadatu Sule. A very good evening to you, ma'am. Confirm you can hear me.
Good evening. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, ma'am, for accepting to speak to our YPs and young professionals. We can't wait to learn from your wealth of experience. Ladies and gentlemen, on the call today is also a leader the man that champions excellence in the Society of Petroleum Engineers Abuja section. Also, the publicity chair for the Society of Petroleum Engineers Nigeria Council, the former secretary for SPe Nigeria as well, the amazing engineer Ikechukwu Okafor, PhD. A very warm evening to you, section chair, sir.
Thank you, Akwan. Good evening, everyone. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you so much, Section Chair. On the call, too, ladies and gentlemen, is the organizer for this event, Beauty and Brands, the amazing student affairs chairman for SPe Abuja section. Please help me welcome Aisha Tuko Digi. Welcome, ma'am, and good evening to you, ma'am.
Good day, everyone. Thank you for having me.
Amazing. Thank you, ma'am, for all you do for our students. And of course, on the call is the man in charge of young professionals for SPe Abuja, the amazing engineer Chisom Okoye. A very warm evening to you, engineer Chisom.
Good evening, colleagues. Good evening, everybody. Thank you very much for having me. Thank you, section chair and the entire officers and our distinguished speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Chisholm. Thank you so much. And we believe more of your YPs will be joining the call shortly. We also have several executives on the call. We are pleased to also celebrate the Assistant SPKS Chair, Igwe Justus, on the call. A very good evening to you, sir. Welcome all of the amazing student chapters present, all of the student chapter executives present. Welcome. As a student chapter executive on the call, we like to appeal that you rename your device correctly so that we can keep count of the students that want to learn about mental health. So please, your name first and the name of your institution should follow shortly after your name on the call. We can see Futmina on the call. We can see ABU Zaria on the call. Welcome to all of our amazing students on the call. Welcome. Please invite your colleagues from Nile University, Base University, Maiduguri, and all of the amazing student chapters. We have about 9 of them in Abuja. Inform them of this amazing session, which is kickstarting. And before we continue, can you just drop your name and why you're excited about this session? Just go to the chat box. Why are you excited about learning about mental health? Let me see your comments so that I can read it aloud. Go to the comment section. Why are you excited to learn about career stress, mental health as a student and as a young professional? Again, I'll still announce, please leave your microphone on mute. And of course, do not do anything that will cause interference throughout the course of today's event. I would like to also announce that this event is live streamed on YouTube. And of course, our previous events are all on YouTube, where you can always go and learn from amazing speakers like Dr. Sadatu Sule on the call. On the chat box, is there any chat for me? No chat. So students, why are you excited about this call? I'd like to know. For me, there's so much stress in Nigeria currently. There's so much news, so much information on the news that could make you just get so tired and worn out. So mental health information is really necessary for me as a master of ceremonies so that I know how to calm down, reboot, and of course have an effective energy for the work I do. So as a student, as a YP, why are you excited about this training on mental health as a YP and a young professional? And while we are waiting for your comments, let's switch gears immediately to the welcome address by our leader and section chairman. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome section chair engineer Ikechukwu Okafor, PhD, as he leads us with the welcome address. Over to you, section chair, sir.
Akwan, please confirm you can hear me and peradventure see me. I'm visible.
I can hear you, but I can't see you. It's a black screen right now, sir. Yes, I can see you now.
Okay. Okay. A very good evening to you, our speaker. Good to have you, Ma. I'm sure we are in for an exciting session. Mental health is it's something that's almost becoming a buzzword, but it is not just a buzzword. Mental health is reality. especially with the amount of stressors we have in and around what we do, whether as students, whether as professionals. I mean, the stressors even in and around the news, just like Akpan has rightly said, the security situation, the economic situation, all these and many more stressors that could actually instigate unsavory mental health. And it becomes quite important for young people because we are in a generation where compared to the older generation, we're a little bit fragile because of certain peculiarities. I mean, the professional is here. We don't want to go into that. So it's a pleasure to welcome everyone who has joined. I'm seeing for the students join. It's a pleasure to welcome them to this session. It's an important session, and I'm wondering why we do not have the house so filled, because it plays right into the hands of young people to begin to know how to manage themselves and to distinguish between what is a mental health challenges and perhaps somebody just being unnecessarily maybe lazy, maybe petty, and the way to just kind of like find a way through the thin fine line between mental health and what is not mental health. And I'm certain I'm here to learn. I'm here to also find a way to also protect my mental health in the whole controversies and situation we find ourselves in Nigeria. So welcome to everyone who has joined. I'm very certain, I can beat my chest to that the speaker is very ready. She's been here well ahead of time. That's a proof and evidence that she's ready to deliver a blast to us. And I mean, I pity who is not here. They would miss a lot, but I'll be here and I'll learn, and I'm sure it would be something worth the while. So welcome, sit back and enjoy an amazing session. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, speaker, and thank you, Aisha, for making this possible. Thank you.
Thank you. I believe our section chair, our publicity chair for Nigeria Council deserves some virtual applause. Thank you so much, sir, for that very insightful, welcome remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, growing from student life into the professional world can be exciting, but it also means that you would encounter different challenges. Today, we are so pleased to have a medical professional who will be taking us on the theme, Balancing the Barrel, career, stress, and mental health for students and young professionals. Please, if your hands are not busy, please, we would like you to kindly welcome Dr. Sadatu Sule as she takes charge of the session for the next 30 minutes. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. Permit me to share my screen and a bit of a modification, because I think it's important that we look at health generally. Mental health is part of health. Although the focus will be more on mental health, but I have put in a bit of issues about physical health because they are all intertwined. So without wasting much time, I'll talk about balancing the barrel, balancing health and career for productivity. The important thing is we need to be healthy in order to have our careers, and our careers need to be productive. So by the end of this session, participants will be able to explain the relationship between health and career productivity and mention the effects of imbalance between health and career, and then list the causes of imbalance between health and career and describe measures that can be taken by individuals and employers to balance health and career for productivity. Although we are talking to young people and students, it's not everybody that will become an employee. Some of us will also go on to be employers, and some of us will also be able to advise employers on what to do to improve the mental health status of our employees. So balancing health and career is about having a measure of control over when, where, and how one works to maintain good health and attain our career goals. Is important because of the effect of health on career and the effect of career on health. It works both ways. and is important at all stages of our careers from the beginning to the end. So whether we are young or we are old, it's still vital. The universal definition of health that we use commonly is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not just absence of disease or infirmity. So both the mental and the social aspect of it are all related to our mental health. Some argue that complete should be replaced with satisfactory and acceptable, because sometimes it's not, you can't say somebody is not healthy because they have some social issues or they have some, because you will recover. So, but then that's just semantics. How does mental, physical, and social health, how do they interplay with each other? So for our physical health, we need the vital energy. Mental health, we need to have meaning, we need to have purpose, and socially, we need to have a sense of community. And all this will feed into our being, having a state of well-being. It affects our ability to do the things we enjoy and enjoy good social relations, and then feel in control over our lives and our living conditions, our careers. Determinants of health. Some things affect health. Our social and economic environment. We've heard a lot about the security situation. It affects our health. Our income, our social status, education, social support. Physical environment is also vital for our health. So we need to have a healthy workplace. That's why we're talking about career now. Safe water, clean air, safe houses. Happy that I'm with engineers. They know a lot about this. Clean communities, good roads, and so on, all affect our health. And then our individual characteristics and behaviors. Our health-seeking behaviors. Some of us, if we are ill, we prefer to self-medicate. That can be dangerous. Some of us have unhealthy lifestyles like smoking or drinking or not exercising and so on. Other things like our inherited, our genes also affect our health. And then our gender also affects our health. We know some things are more in one gender than the other. So what is a career? It's an occupation that we undertake for a significant period of our lives. And it comes with opportunities for growth and progress over time. But many careers require specific training or talent to be able to be productive. So these are the different things that come into our career. We need to have our abilities, the education, we need to be hardworking. Contacts are important, whether we like it or not, job experience, all these things interplay for us to be able to achieve our career goals. And the career goals are what we hope to achieve in our careers over time. So specific targets to be met by specific timelines, and they are based on our personal interests and skills. But of course, they must be realistic. For example, the process can be that I want to obtain my master's degree in the next 2 years, but then I also have to do the performance. So increase the sales by 5% in the next 12 months in order to get the outcome, which is the goal now, to get promoted to manager in the next 3 years. Productivity is efficient use of resources and services. So for an individual, it is using your time, it is using your energy, it is using your attention effectively to achieve your career goals. And a productive career is one in which the goals are met effectively without negative effects on the person's health. So in terms of health and career, they are related. A healthy worker is more productive. Obviously, you have less input for the same or more outputs if the person is healthy. So they have more physical and mental energy. They have less absenteeism and less presenteeism. Presenteeism is they are present, but they are actually not doing anything. They are not performing their role, but they are physically present. They are better able to focus, they are more creative, and they have better relationships with co-workers. You agree with me that that will make for a very productive worker if the person has all these attributes. Improved productivity can also improve health, because if you have job satisfaction, it automatically improves your mental and social well-being. And it also increases your motivation to improve your physical health. So that's why I said I would not just limit to mental health, but physical as well, because they are intertwined. The effects of imbalance between health and career: long-term stress resulting in physical health problems. So if there's imbalance between your health and career, you can have physical health problems, like headaches, eye problems due to eye strain for those of us who are always on the screen, hypertension and heart problems because we are under a lot of stress, digestive problems like ulcers, again, because of stress, or skin problems like acne because of the stress. We can also have backache, wrist pain, muscle stiffness, repetitive strain injury, because especially with using the computer all the time, that tends to happen with the wrists and the back and the neck as well. You can have weakened immune system because your mental state is not good, your physical state is also not good. So that weakens your immune system. And then it can also affect your ability to conceive, because the mental state of a person actually affects their fertility to a large extent. And there's also the issue of worsening of existing health problems if there's imbalance between the health and career. Long-term stress also can result in mental health problems, including anxiety. So patient is always anxious all the time, cannot sleep well, cannot eat well. So either they lose a lot of weight, or they gain a lot of weight, or they eat a lot of sugary things, resulting in dental problems, or they end up having frank depression because of the imbalance between their health and their career. In addition, long-term stress can also result in low self-esteem, especially if in a work environment where somebody is always being put down, continuously being put down and looked down upon, not allowed to grow, not being recognized for their contributions and so on. That can result in low self-esteem. And that can also translate into relationship problems, including sexual health challenges, gender-based violence, and marital discord. So the marriage can even break down because of that. And the mental health issues can increase the risk of substance abuse, so drug use and so on, which is a big problem in Nigeria today. What are the effects of the imbalance between the health and career? So we have increased healthcare expenses. You have to go to the hospital all the time, either for physical or mental health problems. And there's a cost attached to it. Even if you have insurance, it means loss of work days. So that is a loss either to you or to your employer, or both. It also results in neglecting family and social life, with attendant undesirable effects on the family and the community. So if we don't have a good family life, then we have a lot of, I think it also contributes to the security challenges we have, because there is no guidance in the family, because everybody is neglecting everybody and anything goes. Increased stress due to financial strain and poor family and social relationships can also result from imbalance between health and career. And long-term stress resulting in burnout. So burnout will manifest as being very irritable, having mood swings, constantly feeling tired and not interested in the job, or not satisfied with the job, and finding it difficult to concentrate and perform poorly, and not being able to complete tasks effectively. And this is not just in the job, it can also affect students. I know we have students here. So effects of imbalance between health and career on the employers. It increases the healthcare expenses. So whether it's through insurance or loss of work days, and it also increases recruitment costs. If you have high turnover of staff, every time you have to go through a recruitment process, it is expensive. So what are the causes of the imbalance between health and career? One is poor time management. If we're not able to manage our time properly, or we lack self-discipline and consistency, a lot of distractions can contribute to this. Social media is one of them. Being unable to say no or always putting the needs of others first. We need to be able to have boundaries. Having unsupportive co-workers, whether juniors or seniors or contemporaries, and then excessive competition in the workplace or in the social environment. All this can cause imbalance between the health and career. And increased responsibility at work or at home can also cause an imbalance. Inflation, which is what we are seeing now in the country, stagnant pay, but rising costs of living, that causes a serious imbalance between the health and the career. Long work hours due to staff shortages and poor performance. We have a lot of japa now. Everybody is moving. So the people who are left behind are overstretched. Again, an imbalance will result in that kind of situation. And then harassment in the workplace can also cause that. Unrealistic demands and unreasonable deadlines can also cause an imbalance. Unmanageable workload, lack of resources and equipment, and inadequate training and supervision, as well as pre-existing health problems, can all contribute to an imbalance between the health and the career. Now, how do we maintain our health for productivity? We can there are things that we can do as individuals and what we can do as employers. So in individuals, it could be social and economic, physical, or our individual behaviors. So for individuals, social and economic, it is important that we maintain relationships. Remember, the definition of health includes social well-being. So we need to have good family, friends, and co-workers, good relationships with people around us, our social networks, engage in beneficial social activities, and avoid undue social or economic pressure. Say no sometimes. Sometimes you have somebody, your salary is maybe 200,000 and somebody is coming to say, buy Ashobi of 150,000. We, the women in Nigeria, we know that very well. You should be able to say no when it doesn't work for you. The physical environment, we should ensure that our environment is clean and well ventilated, whether at home or in the workplace. And that helps us to prevent a lot of infectious diseases, including malaria. And then safe workplace practices and home environments to prevent injuries. Use of protective equipment like hard hats and gloves, switch off sockets when not in use, disconnect chargers when after use. Arrange your workspace to suit your needs. So you should have a comfortable chair. If you want to have a standing table, your keyboard should be ergonomic to prevent strain on your wrists. Prevent diarrhea and other water or foodborne diseases through having safe water, food hygiene, and hand washing. And then the individual characteristics and behaviors that we need to engage in. We need to minimize stress in the workplace. This is now mental health. Build capacity and delegate as much as possible. Leave work at work. So you shouldn't take your work home with you, and have boundaries. Say no sometimes. Ask for help when necessary. If you need help with anything, you need to be comfortable enough to ask. Use technology like telecommuting, or even as we are doing now, we are doing a Zoom webinar. Manage our time effectively, minimize idle chats and social media, and seek opportunities for training and growth or mentorship. That will help us to grow and minimize stress in the workplace. And we also need to have emotional intelligence in the workplace. So we need to be able to show empathy, manage our emotions, think before we react, not reacting just spontaneously like that, impulsively, because that can cause conflict, undue conflict. We need to be able to listen actively and communicate clearly. So listen actively to what your co-worker is saying or your colleague is saying, and communicate clearly. Document everything clearly and be assertive. Do not be aggressive. Be flexible. Some things need to change sometimes. You need to be able to adapt to some situations sometimes. And you need to have a sense of humor. A sense of humor can get you through a lot. Other issues that we need to do individually are lifestyle. Take good care of ourselves, hygiene and grooming. Keep ourselves clean and neat. It also improves our mental status. Avoid bad lifestyle, unhealthy lifestyles like smoking and drinking, substance abuse, excessive sugar. So maintain a healthy diet, exercise regularly. Exercise, it's very good for improving our mental health, and get adequate sleep. Rest is very important. Looking at the computer screen, in fact, it's recommended that every 20 minutes you should take at least 2 minutes or 5 minutes break to rest your eyes from the computer screen. Take vacations and rest. Regularly, meditate regularly. Be spiritual. You can say your prayers. We are very prayerful as a country, so that also helps to improve our mental health. Engage in a hobby or a passion, whether it's related to your profession or not. Try to maintain a hobby that also helps to distract and calm you down and improve your mental health. When there is an epidemic, we should also comply with response protocols. But in terms of making changes, we need to be gradual and sustained, not suddenly get up and say we want to run a marathon when we have never run 1 kilometer before. So it should be gradually and in a sustained manner. Health-seeking behaviors are very important in maintaining our health as well. So we shouldn't be afraid or ashamed to seek help for health challenges, whether it's physical or mental. A lot of times when we have mental stress or mental issues, people tend to be a little bit shy or ashamed. It can happen to anybody. So do not be ashamed or afraid to seek for help. Ensuring that we have regular medical examinations, whether screening and vaccination and so on, will also help to maintain our health. Appropriate care as necessary, and avoid self-medication. For employers, what can they do to help? They can maintain a positive workplace environment with clear and transparent policies, effective communication, including feedback, and prevent and manage bullying and stigmatization, reduce undue pressure through realistic timelines, and ensure there is fair and equitable career progression. Ensure that workers are trained and retrained on a regular basis so that they have the necessary skills to do their work effectively, and provide supportive supervision to address challenges in order to improve outcomes, and encourage workers to take regular breaks, whether during the day or as vacation, and respect private time. A lot of times we have employers contacting employees outside normal work hours. It shouldn't be, unless it's an emergency. If the employer can provide support for families to also help to improve the situation. Young mothers, for example, they can have crashes, or they could be flexible hours for those who are breastfeeding, telecommuting, and so on. Hello? Workplace healthcare, so in-house clinic or services, or a retainership with a health facility will also help. And that should include mental health services as well. Regular team to ensure productivity. Employers should recognize and encourage and give them recognition for good performance of behavior, and ensure that there's regular workplace wellness and health promotion activities. And if the infrastructure and equipment should be effective and safe for work activities. So in summary, it's important to balance health and career in order to remain healthy and productive. And all aspects of health, whether physical, mental, and social, have an effect on career productivity and are affected by your career. An imbalance between this health and career affects both employees and the employers. So both employees and employers can take and should take measures to balance health and career in order to improve productivity. Thank you. I'm open for questions or comments. Thank you.
Wow, that was very, 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 very amazing, man. So many key takeaways. Please, students, you can raise your hands if you have questions to ask, or you can drop in the comment section. There has been so much shared today. Say no sometimes. That has been a key takeaway for me. So every time you have to be saying yes. Stop being a people pleaser. Sometimes, for the sake of productivity, learn how to say no. Another very key takeaway I learned is you must ensure that you are well ventilated. Your environment is clean and well ventilated. That's another very, very important advice. So please, I would like to appeal that if you have questions, it's time to ask your questions. Please ask your questions. Leave work at work. Leave work at work. Leave work at work. That is a very important advice. And also be flexible and learn how to rest. Of course, you are in the embark period, so I think from the 16th, 17th, most offices will allow us to rest. So please ensure you rest. I cannot see some comments. I want to see comments telling us how you enjoyed the session. For me, I enjoyed so much. And we would like to hear from each student chapter. Maybe one person will speak on what they got from today's session if you don't have questions. So Footmina, who is going to speak for Footmina? Or we'll call a name if nobody agrees to speak. Footmina chapter. I'm saying who is the president from there or the vice president and ESCO from there. Footmina chapter. Who is going to speak? I'm going to call any name randomly. But before that, Chisom Okoye, on behalf of the YPs, I would like to hear you give your comments or your questions. Chisom Okoye, please, over to you, sir. Are you hearing me, Chisom Okoye? Yes, I'm seeing the comments. Yes, drop the comments, Abdullahi Mayun, thank you, ma'am, for the wonderful presentation. Yes, thank you, ma'am. So students, Nile University. Okay, I'm going to be calling students by university. Mohammed Jokto from Nile University. What do you have to say? Any questions or comments on behalf of Nile University? Mohammed, can you unmute your mic and speak?
No, like we don't have anything to say. I will just say, like, we really enjoy what mom say and we really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Yes, I'm seeing a comment from Ugochi. Thanks, Ugochi. Thank you so much. Another exco from SPe Abuja. Abdulaziz, it was an enlightening session. I got to learn a lot of practical tips on managing stress. Awesome. I believe that we don't have questions. Events like this, no questions means everybody fully understood what was taken. Once again, thank you so much, ma'am, for that session. We appreciate you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. Okay, have a hands raised. Wisdom, go. Please go ahead and speak. Wisdom, go ahead. Unmute your mic and speak, please.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Okay. Thank you so much for the privilege, sir. My name is, I was actually typing, but when you were concluding, I had to just raise my hand. So thank you so much, ma, for that wonderful presentation. I'm Igbo Wisdom, the membership chairperson of SPe Footmina chapter. So I have a question. While she was presenting, she made mention of our gender affecting our health. So I would just like her to just enlighten me more about that. How does our gender affect our health? Thank you so much, ma.
Over to you, Dr. Suleiman.
All right, thank you so much. Excellent question. Gender actually has a lot of effect on our health. Apart from the biological things that can, certain things can affect one gender or the other. For example, let me say, the issues related to pregnancy. These are issues for women only. Well, what we call women, there's a lot of changes in terminology these days, but biological women. Then there are also other issues. For example, a lot of harassment, sexual harassment, most of it affects women. women are usually on the receiving end in the workplace or even anywhere. More women are on it's not that men cannot be affected, but it affects women more. So that's what I mean when I say gender can affect your health. It can affect your mental health. It can affect your physical health. I hope that answers you.
Okay, I get you, ma. So women are more on the how do you put it?
On the receiving end for
On the
some things.
exactly, yes, I get
For
you now.
some things, not everything.
Okay, okay, ma. Thank you so much, ma. I get you, ma.
Awesome. Thank you, ma'am, for responding to that question. Melissa Ekoma, her comment. A beautiful session with numerous beautiful insights. I learned the importance of balance and slowing down at intervals, both of which will be applied in all of my future activities and encouraged within students chapter. Many thanks to our incredible speaker and SPe Abuja section for organizing this event. The president from Nile University, Melissa Ekuma. Thank you. Aisha, okay. Aisha is sharing a little bit of ways women are affected, the female gender, keeping up appearances, the monthly cycle, mood swings, and women have more of it. Thank you. We can see our assistant programs chair on the call, Dr. Malami Mohammed. Sir, any comments before we wrap up this session? Dr. Malami Mohammed.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Afam. Thank you very much, our resource person. Thank you. Really have done very well. And honestly, I did enjoy the session, even though I joined a bit early, a bit late, sorry, because of the work exigencies. But overall, I think it's been a wonderful session. And to all our participants, thank you very much for keeping with the time. Thank you so much. Other than that, I don't have any question or any comments, Mr. Afam. Back to you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Programs Chair, for joining. Okay, the last question for the day, Okonji Fabian, I see your hands up. Please go ahead with your question. Shoot.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, my name is Okonji Fabian, a recent graduate of Uchmina, currently working in Nile University where I'm doing my service. Okay, I wanted to ask about managing stress and effectiveness. I happen to be one of those people that they are always telling and try rest now, guy, you like work, and for me, it's not like I like the work, but then sometimes I know you have to do the work because you cannot leave tasks unfinished. So I was wondering, how exactly do you manage the stress? Because you mentioned leave work at work and then focus at home. But then as a young person who is trying to figure out life, I have to engage myself because if I'm not at work, I'm trying to learn one or two skills, which also bring their own stress because I have to meet up with certain times, certain activities have their own times I have to meet up with. So it's not always work, but then there are always things to do that will still stress you. So how do I manage the stress? That is my own question. I don't know if it's clear.
Yes, thank you so much. Well, if you leave work at work and then you come home and you stress again, you have not helped yourself much. What you need to do is to have like a schedule. Try to manage your time a bit better. So you have in your schedule, this time I'm at work, this time I close from work, this time I'm going to study whatever it is that you are trying to learn extra. Give yourself time for it and make sure that you create time for yourself to rest. Make sure you create time for yourself to relax. Even if you are not sleeping, relax, do something that you will unwind. It will help you to be more creative. It will help you to learn the things more easily. So you have to be deliberate and intentional about giving yourself time to rest. So if you schedule your day like that, it will help you. And in addition, maybe you take like a day in a week and say, today, I'm not going to do anything related to work. I'm not going to do anything related to learning this thing. It will help you to recharge. It's just like you people are engineers. So when you have a rechargeable battery and the thing discharges, if you allow it to, you hook it up and allow it to recharge, then it will be more effective. It will be full. The battery charge will be full. The same thing happens to your body. You need to allow it to rest. Just rest and recharge so that you can come back with more energy. Otherwise, you will end up having burnout, which is you become irritable, you can't concentrate, you find it difficult to do simple tasks. Eventually, it will affect you. So be deliberate, be intentional about it. It happens a lot in my profession, and some of us have had to go through it because you are under so much pressure when you are coming up in the profession, trying to grow, trying to climb the ladder. Eventually, it affects you either physically or mentally or socially. So one needs to try to find the balance. That's why the topic was balancing the barrel. It's very difficult to balance a barrel, but you have to try. So you try, you make an effort to try and get some rest, try and get some downtime, try and get some time to take care of yourself. In fact, even the act of good grooming improves your mental status. So you have to be deliberate about some of these things and not just live and say because you want to climb. You will climb the ladder. You will get there. But when you are healthy and when your mind is clear and able to function effectively. I hope that answers you. Thank you.
Yes, it does. Thank you very much, man. And actually, you're right. I've been having troubles with concentration recently to the point where I even have to get a diary to remember things that I have to do because I always keep forgetting, even though I know I have something to do. Thank you very much, man. Take it.
Exactly.
Thank you very much.
So try to get some rest time.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. So, ma'am, there's a question on the comment section. Please, can you share your LinkedIn profile or a way people can reach you for private questions which they will not want to share on the call? So there's a question on the chat box for that, ma'am.
I think I better share my WhatsApp number.
Okay, ma'am, please help us type it in the chat
I don't
box.
use the LinkedIn that much. Yeah, so yes, WhatsApp will be more effective. Again, that is part of my own reducing distraction for myself. So
awesome.
It's part of having boundaries for myself. So I don't use LinkedIn much. I don't use anything except WhatsApp.
Okay, ma'am. Please drop your
try
number
to
on the
manage
chat
myself.
box. Yeah, thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, please, if you have any kind of inquiries, you can always DM Dr. Sadatu Soleil live on WhatsApp, and she will be at your service to respond with your questions. Okay, on the call, we can see our Assistant Student Affairs Chair, Chinaza and Were. Very good evening to you, ma'am. Thank you for joining us, ma'am, on the call.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am, for joining. And of course, Ugochi Nwachukwu, our Financial Secretary, once again, thank you for joining us on the call. Okay, I see all of the amazing comments. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll switch gears. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Let's continue the event and wrap up right now. For students, you are told about SPe Abuja. Of course, you understand all of the benefits. But for all of the professional members and the YPs on the call, you are advised to renew your membership at 62,000 Naira as you've arrived December 2025. Understand that from 1st of January 2026, if you have not renewed your membership, you will be paying a reinstatement fee of 15,000 Naira. So please endeavor to renew your membership before 31st December 2025. The cost is on the screen. The account number is on the screen. Call the membership chair and he will be at your service to assist you. We are live on all social media platforms from Facebook to LinkedIn to Instagram and of course YouTube. All of our past events live streamed on YouTube and we would like you to go back and refresh your memories. Tomorrow we have an event to commemorate the United Nations Human Rights Day. The theme for tomorrow's events is human rights, our everyday essentials. Of course, the topic will be advancing human rights through sustainable energy access for all. Please endeavor to register. It's a 1-hour event, and we have amazing speakers who will do justice tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, call for abstract is on for NICE 2026 live at Eco Hotels and Suites from the 3rd to the 5th of August 2026, January 2026. Chair, as she gives us her closing remarks and vote of thanks. Over to you, Aisha.
Thank you very much, Akman. Thank you, Dr. Saada Tusuli, for this wonderful session. I really learned a lot, and some points you mentioned, I'm already practicing, but some I need to improve. So thank you very, very much. To the student that asked the question or that said he jots down points in a notebook, I feel like that is fine. I keep notebooks too. I have like 3 or 4, and each with a different purpose. Because I don't always think we have to, whatever it is we need to do that's important. We can actually forget. We get overwhelmed. We have a lot of things that we do. So we can't just, feel or think that, okay, I can just remember to do this. So we should always make it a habit to write down things we need to do that are very, very important. So once again, I would like to express my gratitude to SPe Abuja section for providing us this platform where we can serve, where we can educate, where we can gain. Thank you to our MC, able admin, Bestie Akman. Thank you so much, Chinaza and Chisum and Dr. Malami also. Thank you, students and YPs. Have a nice evening.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So please, can we turn on your video cameras, ladies and gentlemen? Let's have a quick photo session, and then we wrap up the event. Please turn on your video cameras. Turn on your video cameras, please. Let's see all of the amazing faces on call. And so when I say SPe Abuja, you respond with culture of excellence, and then we take a very quick shot. Thank you, Ahmed Baba. Thank you so much, sir, for joining the call. Thank you, Ugo Chuku, Unwachuku. Thank you, Dr. Malami Mohammed. Chisom, please turn your video cameras. Wisdom Igbo, thank you. Mohammed Jotko, thank you. Okonji Fabian, waiting for you. Folayin, Melissa, Abdulaziz, Idara, Alamin, Sani, please turn on your video cameras. Let's wrap up with a very quick photo. So while we wait for them, when I say SPe Abuja, all you need to respond